Well, welcome to another episode of Getting Real in the Field. This is the show where we talk about all the things that you hate to do, which is following up, making phone calls, calling your past clients, sphere of influence, setting appointments, and setting new events to keep in touch with your sphere of influence. And I am your host, JP Flewellen, and my co-host slash, depending on what day it is, extra coast, no, host,
No,
the
co-host.
hostess with the mostest,
I
Tech
like that.
Tay.
EP Llewellyn.
All right,
Welcome
all
back,
right, all right.
JP. I heard you were in Cancun, man,
I
doing work. No,
was,
you
I
were working.
was.
Just to let everybody know, you were in Cancun, working your tail off, learning about LeadGen too.
Yes, learning about lead gen, how to generate leads, how to build that pipeline, that database, that funnel, if you will, uh, to continue to drive your business to places that you've never been to before. And it was good. It was a good time. We were down there for 9 days, and we were masterminding with like-minded people in the business.
That's
And
awesome.
it was really good. And we took our kids, and my kids got sunburned. They swam every single day while we were down there. And
Nice.
we stayed at a pretty sweet resort. So if you ever get a chance to go down there, so it's a place called Ishkaret, and it's spelled XCRAT. And it's the largest single owner property in the whole, like, all of Mexico. And so they
Wow.
they own like 15 like parks slash adult hotels, like where you don't bring your kids, and then
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
and they have
yeah.
some kid friendly places. And then there was one guy that was telling me about, they just built a brand new hotel down there where it took them 9 years to build it. And yeah, they unearthed an old underground river and put it inside the hotel. Yeah, it's insane.
That's gotta be freaking cool, man.
Yeah, it's like and it's all art driven. So it's like Ishkaret Hotel Arte, or art, whatever, I don't know, whatever the Spanish word is for art.
Okay.
So it's,
Wow.
yeah.
No, I love Cancun. I used to actually go to down across the island though to Cozumel to go scuba diving. That is an amazing place to go scuba diving to.
Oh, right on.
This
Yeah.
was BK period though, before kids.
Oh, yes. Yes.
Yes, those are the days, man.
Uh-huh. Yeah, that's why I
Okay.
waited 8 years before I had a kid. Had kids. So my wife is so, like, strategic. She's like, okay, we have to live first, and then we'll have kids, and then we'll live again after they get out of the house. So
Oh my
yeah, so we
gosh.
we traveled quite a bit before we had kids too. Like we've been all over the place.
Oh yeah, for sure. Same here, man. Okay, so we should start a new series about raising kids and family, man.
We should, family, real estate, and life, and
There you go.
surviving all of those things.
So
Yeah.
stay tuned on that one. Okay. So tonight, I thought we would cover something that, I get from newer agents asking about, and some are also experienced agents who have asked the question of, like, should I be building my own brand despite, I'm part of a brokerage as well, too. Too.
Sure.
So you who have been with several brokerages in throughout your career, you've done a great job of building your business, building your teams. What say you? Share your insights on that one.
So considering that I've been a top producer, and I've closed quite a few deals, and work with a lot of agents and trained and coached a lot of agents. And really what it comes down to is your brand is you,
I agree.
not your brokerage. And where if you align yourself with in a scenario where you're not able to foster your own personal branding, um, because real estate is an expensive business to be in. And you spend a lot of money on lead generation and signs and cards and business cards and all these things. And if you're not able to, and your biggest promoter of your business is your listings, because you have a sign, out in the public, people drive by your listings.
Yep.
And I see this all the time where the most amount of branding you're able to get is your little sign writer above the sign. And if you're not able to take advantage of, basically it being a billboard for your business, um, then it's really tough, because any money that you're spending, you're promoting your brokerage, you
Yep.
know, and there's lots of statistics out there, but there's one out there that I thought was just mind blowing, that your clients don't remember the agent they worked with after 12 months of closing.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like 87% of clients don't even remember what their agent's name was.
Yeah.
So how are you going to be top of mind, right? So it's a lot of this kind of stuff where, if you can't even put your name on your own sign, like, if I choose to spend money on my own signs, because a lot of times, you hear, well, if I buy my own signs, but we provide all your signs because that's a benefit. But yeah, but then if you say, well, I want to buy my own signs, and they're telling you can't buy your own signs, like, that's just,
Yeah.
because your business is your own. I mean, it's your business. You're not an employee. You've aligned yourself with a certain brokerage, but you're not their employee. You're a 1099,
Yep. Totally. Okay.
person,
So besides signs, let's talk about what that means for you, like from a branding perspective, right? It's more than just the signs that you want to kind of build your own brand. How far? Let's talk a little bit about that. Like, I've got some stuff to add as well, but I want to hear your thoughts, since you are the broker. You lived this. So what else would you brand?
So, I mean, I use an acronym ABB, always
EB.
be branded. So, like,
I like that.
if it's your shirt, if it's your jacket, if it's your hat, if it's your, whatever it is, you want to be promoting, your name and your slogan and your, all this kind of stuff as often as possible, and so, um, like, if you want to promote your, like, if you're with a brokerage that you find is amazing and it's feeding your brand, then by all means wear your brokerage brand everywhere.
Like
But
that thing on your head right now.
right. But like, even on this on this call, like, I've got my name and I've got my brokerage name on there too.
Absolutely.
So like, it's it, but if somebody's looking for you, sometimes they don't remember. They might remember your first name, but then they might remember what brokerage you're with, or
Yeah.
they might remember, like, your last name, and then they're like, whereas I am the only JP Fluellen in the world, so it's really easy to find me because I've got a good, brand recognition through my name. Then
Absolutely.
also, one little caveat that I heard years ago was, you want to have, if you have not gotten your first, your name, if you go by a nickname and that's your primary way that your people identify who you are, you want to get your nickname, lastname.com. And you want to also have um, your website, which should be like your billboard for people that want to know everything
It's
about
the
you.
digital billboard, really. The same
Digital
thing, right? You
billboard.
talk about those like signs, in front of the yards. Well, in the digital world, your website is your billboard.
And I made the
Like,
mistake of buying, um, I was going by, I put my first name, not my, I go by JP, but I was putting James on stuff and people couldn't find me. And I was like, oh, dude. So, and then I went to an event. This guy was like, let's see what your online presence looks like. And there was certain websites that wouldn't pop up because I didn't have JPs because they're like, oh, you're JP Fluellen. And they would type in JP Fluellen in Google. And there was other things that wouldn't come up. So all the James stuff was not coming up, which was
Oh,
a mistake
interesting.
I made because I was like, I do a lot of stuff with Zillow. And so I have like 140 reviews on Zillow, and my Zillow reviews weren't coming up because I had it branded James and not JP. So I went back and changed all that because um and so like if you're spending time, energy, and effort to like build something and you have the wrong branding, it could work backwards for you too because you're spending all this energy over here and it's not doing anything for you. So you got to be careful like that everything's consistent across platforms too.
Yeah.
So like if you're using one profile picture, like keep your profile picture the same on every website so you have consistent branding. Because I mean, think about it like this: like if uh if McDonald's was using, because originally it was one arch, and if they had multiple arches, but then they had one arch over here, then people started to go, is this the right McDonald's? Like, am I going to the right place? Is there a Big Mac or is it a Big Mick? Like,
Yeah.
what am I buying? And so you got to just make sure that you're consistent with your branding and that it has the same look and feel on all of your social medias,
Yeah.
so that people can share your journey. Or because it could work in the opposite, if it's not the same, then people are like, oh, this guy's a hot mess. He's got
Yeah. Well, and
yeah.
I will say, like, to your point, it is important to build your brand. And I'll throw in my 2 cents as well, too. Like, you know, you talk about the yard signs, no brainer to start building the same consistent brand, even though you might be at your current brokerage. You should still build your brand on the business cards, on your website, even your emails too, right? Because eventually, if somehow you decide to move to a different brokerage and you want to kind of take it, take your clients with you, you want to build that same brand. It shouldn't matter about what brokerage you're with. Ultimately, they're dealing with you. You are the sales person, really, for whatever brokerage. These are your contacts, your clients. So you really should be building your own brand around that, right? And I always, I will even go a little bit off topic, but for a lot of agents who are just getting Gmail as their email accounts, that's not building your brand. You're just like, it looks really strange for if you don't kind of spend the extra $5 a month to get your own branded email as well too.
Yep. So we have Titan RE team on all of ours and all of our agents on our team
Yeah,
because our team is mobile. Like if we decide to switch brokerages, we can take our team to another brokerage.
exactly. And you did
Yep.
that this past year, right? Or late last year, and you switched over, but you didn't skip a beat when you moved over to a new brokerage and you were up and running with your team. And
Yep.
clients probably didn't even notice that you switched.
Nope.
And that's a huge benefit out of it.
And because of the personal branding, we were just able to we just got some stickers and put stickers over the old logo from the last brokerage. And it was seamless. And it was funny because people were like, did he go out on his own? And because a lot of times people would say, oh, I would say, oh, we switched over to Real. And they're like, who's that? And I said, oh, the Titan real estate team. Oh, I've seen your signs. Okay, we're good. So they did.
That's
So
exactly
I
it.
didn't even have to like, so my personal branding didn't even change either. So it was really nice to have that recognition because I spent a lot of time, energy, and effort building that Titan team brand. And so then I can keep that very mobile because my email stays the same and it just moves over to whatever I'm
Absolutely.
doing, and it doesn't create confusion as well either. Um,
Yep.
and so I'm actually working with another team on the western side of the state and trying to and showing her how. She's actually moving her indie brokerage over to Real, and how she can basically be very agile with the transition coming over. So
Yeah. Yeah.
she's super stoked about it too. So
Okay. So there you go. You are a great living testimonial, a recent one of your current transition also to a brokerage, but having no impact to your business because you switched brokerages because
yeah,
you
and then
you
one
had your
last
brand.
caveat to that too is the technology that you use, if it's independent of your brokerage, then it doesn't make you have to like re-download stuff and then re-upload it into something else. So you can just keep all that mobile as well.
Exactly.
Um,
Having like maybe an independent CRM
right.
or
Yeah.
I
Something.
totally
Who do we know that's in the CRM space?
I don't know, but you can go visit the Field Notes AI website and they
Yeah,
could tell you.
I hear they revamped their website. It's pretty sweet.
With that, now, what if your brokerage doesn't like you to brand yourself independently? They want you to be part of the Borg.
You mean they want them to be assimilated into
Yes,
their
yes,
system?
yeah. What do you say to that?
So you got to decide what's important to you, because at the end of the day, like I hear this question so often, like, the only way you're going to be successful in real estate is two ways. One is you're going to keep slinging houses forever, and then it doesn't matter what your brand is because you're going to be, slinging houses regardless of where you're at. Or you can align yourself with a brokerage that actually has other options, whether it's a retirement plan, whether it's, if they're offering stocks to their agents, if they're offering revenue share, things like that, that are actually going to help leverage the efforts that they're already doing into other forms of ways to make money.
Yeah,
Warren Buffett said that if you don't figure out a way to make money while you're sleeping, then you'll be working until for the rest of your life.
yeah,
And so you got to figure out a way to leverage the business that you're already in, because you're obviously in real estate because you love it, but nobody wants to be slinging houses when they're 80,
yeah,
you know.
yeah.
And there's definitely more ways to skin the cat, and depending on which model you align yourself with. So
Agreed. Okay. Well, so there, guys, there you have it. Branding yourself, not your brokerage, right?
so if people want to know more about what's going on in your world, Keck, how can they get a hold of you?
Come visit us, learn about what we do with our AI platform to help you follow up with your leads. If you guys have lots of leads or if you need help in generating leads, come visit fieldnotes.ai and also check out our CRM too. And if you want to seriously, if you want to talk a little bit more about the topics that we're talking about or have ideas, reach out to me. My phone number, my direct phone number is 425-740-0260. And you, JP?
Awesome. Well, if you guys, as I already mentioned, like I'm the only JP Fluellen in the world. So just go to Google and just type in JP Fluellen,
Wow.
and you can find me there. I know, right? Or you can just DM me on any of the social media platforms. Again, if you type it in there, you're gonna find me on all the socials. Um, and it's if you're gonna social me, probably Facebook is probably the most direct, because I get a lot of spam on Instagram. So I try not to. I don't even have my notifications turned on for that. I got somebody that manages that for me. Or you can just reach out to me. You can text me directly at 307-772-1184. And that's probably the most fastest way to get a hold of me. Just text me direct. And I'm sure at some point, when our channel starts blowing up, that my phone number probably won't be out there that easily. But for now, it is. So I look
Awesome.
forward to reaching out to anybody that has any questions about what we're doing over here at Real. And make sure you hit subscribe. Make sure you share this episode with somebody, because somebody's out there going, you're 100% correct. We've got to make a change. Michael Jackson said, make that change. So,
There you
um,
go.
so anyways, Well, it was a pleasure doing another episode of Getting Real in the Field, and we'll catch you guys on the next episode.
Awesome.
Peace.
Peace.